Okay, this is a demo version of my research in psychoacoustics. Even though I'm looking like a punk or a beach boy, it's not what the outside, but what is inside that matters. What I'm going to tell you is pure gold, and you have to listen to this one. It has to do with happiness. I know that lots of business coaches told you things about happiness, but we all know what happiness probably looks like, and we know what it feels like. But do we know what happiness sounds like? My name's Viktar, and I'm going to tell you about audio ergonomics, or how to make your life sound happy. Our reptilian brain can perceive sounds around us, and there's nothing you can do about this. You're gonna feel a certain way, which is prescribed by Mother Nature. If you hear something that is dissonant, it can make you feel unhappy. If you hear some absolutely terrible noise, you're going to be frightened. And this is what is ingrained in our nervous system, in our reptilian brain. And our neurotransmitters are going to tell our physical state to react in a certain way, to have dopamine, to have noradrenaline, or some other substances to spring out and make you feel a certain way. So let's take a look at what we have here just in this room. It's just a very short demo of what we can do. Let's have a listen to this one. Well, it might sound better. This one might sound better because, it might be sounding like a waterfall for some primates. Reptilian brain can tell, it could possibly tell us that this is a waterfall, but it has some mid-range that doesn't sound too pleasant. So we could, make it a little bit better if this thing was constructed in a different way so that it wouldn't be producing so much mid-range frequencies. So, it more or less sounds okay, but it could be better. Let's move further. What do we have here? Okay, let's leave this one. We have this wonderful chair. Yikes. This chair doesn't sound too happy and too pleasant. And if I were a primate running around somewhere, I would definitely think that something's gonna fall when I hear this sound. Some rocks are falling down on me, and that's not a pleasant sound. And certainly this rattling sound is something that would probably make me feel unhappy if I heard it all the time. And we have something that sounds a little bit different. For example, this one. Even though this one is not perfect, it still sounds a little bit better. It has some soft sound. Let me just sidetrack you for a second. If we hear white noise, it sounds okay because it more or less sounds like a waterfall. If we hear some soft sounds, they would produce some positive effect on our nervous system, and our neural transmitter is going to be okay. We're going to have some, good feelings about things. So let's move forward. This chair is more or less okay. So I would recommend using this one. Okay, let's move forward. What do we have here? Well, this microwave oven is almost ideal. It just doesn't produce any sound at all. This one doesn't produce any rattling sound. It's not frightening at all. So, it could be better if we didn't hear this sound, if it were softer a little bit. Because, all the other kinds of noise, there are different kinds of noises, and I'm going to talk about that in detail when we take a look at our full course. But at the moment, this is just a very short demo, and I will explain to you what formants produce the effect, what frequencies can produce the effect on us. In fact, there are thousands of sounds that surround us. Even our street sounds in a certain way. So sometimes it's better to live somewhere in the forest. But I'm going to tell you the full story, and I'm only scratching the surface of the huge research that I'm making at the moment. And the research is about how to make your life sound happy. My name's Viktar, and this is audio ergonomics.